You open the mailbox in late December and you see it, a government envelope, the kind that looks boring on the outside, but inside it can quietly rewrite your January budget, not with drama, with math. Because right now, between December 1st and December 31st, 2025, SSA is mailing the official 2026 cost of living adjustment notices, and almost everyone in the system gets one, roughly 71 million Social Security and SSI beneficiaries. This is the letter that tells you what your benefit becomes in January. And here's the uncomfortable truth. For a lot of people, the first thing that raises your Social Security in 2026 is also the thing that takes part of it back. That's why these late December notices matter. Not because they're exciting, because they're precise. And because the internet is loud right now. You've probably seen the headlines, the posts, the confirmed deposit claims. Some of them are dressed up like official updates. Some of them are pure clickbait. So in the next few minutes, we're going to do something simple. We're going to separate what's actually being mailed from what's being made up. And we're going to do it using the dates and the numbers the system is using. Here's what's happening right now. First, the COLA notice. The 2026 COLA is confirmed at 2.8%, effective January 2026. That letter is what SSA is mailing all month, December 1st through December 31, 2025. And the timing is not random. It lands right when households are stretched thin, it lands right when people are distracted, and it lands right when rumors about new stimulus deposits get the loudest. So the COLA letter shows up and a lot of people do the same thing. They scan for one number. They see 2.8%. They assume it means more breathing room. But this letter is not a celebration. It's a scoreboard. It tells you the new gross benefit. And it tells you what gets deducted. And the biggest deduction most seniors feel is Medicare. That brings us to the second wave of mail, Medicare Part B premium notices. Late December 2025, Medicare beneficiaries can get a CMS SSA letter confirming the new 2026 Part B premium deductions. The standard premium is $202.90 per month. That's up $17.90 from 2025. And the part nobody enjoys is how it actually shows up. For most people, it's deducted automatically from the January Social Security payment. So if you're thinking, I got a raise, but then January hits and the deposit doesn't feel like a raise, that is usually why. Because the system doesn't raise your deposit first and then ask permission to deduct. It just nets it out, quietly. And if you only look at the COLA percentage and not the Medicare deduction, the first week of January can feel like something went wrong. Now the third envelope isn't for everyone, but for the people it hits hard. IRMAA determinations. If you're a higher income Medicare beneficiary, you can receive a separate notice saying you owe an income-related monthly adjustment amount, an IRMAA surcharge. This is not vague. Surcharges apply if your 2024 MAGI was over $109,000 for a single filer or over $218,000 for a couple. And this isn't some tiny group nobody needs to think about. It's about 8% of Medicare beneficiaries. So you have three types of mail that can land in the same month. The COLA letter telling you the 2.8% increase for 2026. The Medicare Part B premium letter confirming $200.90 a month, up $17.90. And for some, the IRMAA letter, because your 2024 income triggers a surcharge. 3 envelopes, 3 different agencies and rules interacting with one bank deposit. This is where people get confused. They think there's one Social Security number, one new payment, one simple change, but the system doesn't work like that. It's layered. COLA changes the benefit. Medicare Part B changes the deduction. IRMAA can add a surcharge depending on income history, and the deposit you see is the result after the machine finishes taking its share. Now let's talk about the uncomfortable math. A 2.8% COLA sounds clean, but your budget doesn't run on percentages. It runs on what actually hits the bank. And the fact pack gives the blunt warning. The $17.90 premium hike will eat into the 2.8% COLA raise for many seniors. That's the hidden mechanism. The letter says increase. The deduction says not so fast. And while we're here, there are a few other 2026 numbers that matter because they change the rules around you, even if you don't feel them on day one. The Medicare Part B deductible for 2026 is $283, up $26 from 2025. SSI maximum payments are estimated from the 2.8% COLA, about $994 for an individual, about $1,491 for a couple, and if you're working while collecting benefits and you're below full retirement age, there's an earnings test limit, $24,480 pre-FRA. Earn more than that, and SSA withholds $1 for every $2 earned, and there's also the taxable maximum for Social Security tax, $184,500. These numbers are the scaffolding. They don't all hit at once, but they shape who qualifies, what gets withheld, and what changes behind the scenes. Now, there's one more reason the last week of December is a perfect storm: payment timing, because even when the benefit is correct, the calendar can make it look wrong. Here are the timing clarifiers, because holiday scheduling fuels rumors like gasoline. Wednesday, December 31st, 2025, early SSI deposit. Why? Because the regular date, January 1st, 2026, is a federal holiday. So the payment lands early. That's for SSI recipients and those with concurrent filings. Then Friday, January 2nd, 2026, early Social Security deposit. Why? Because the regular date, January 3rd, falls on a Saturday. Who does that affect? Beneficiaries who claimed before May 1997, or those receiving both Social Security and SSI. Then, for everyone else, the regular January schedule is January 14th for birth dates 1st through 10th, January 21 for birth dates 11th through 20th, January 28 for birth dates 21st through 31st. So, in the span of a few days, some people get paid on December 31st, some people get paid on January 2nd. Others don't get anything until January 14, 21, or 28. And when that happens, the rumor machine does what it always does. It points to the early deposits and says, see, something special is happening, which brings us to the stimulus update. This is the part where the internet tries to hijack the moment. You've probably seen some version of this. Confirmed $2,000 IRS deposit. Federal payment between December 10th and December 31. Just announced. Final days. Here's the reality. Plainly, that claim is false. There is no federal legislation for a fourth stimulus check, and the fact pack is clear. The IRS newsroom has no mention of a confirmed $2,000 deposit. So if your bank shows money on December 31st or January 2, that does not magically validate a viral headline. It validates the calendar. And the scam tactic is almost elegant in how predictable it is. They take a real event, like early deposits due to a holiday. They wrap it in urgent language, and they let people connect dots that were never connected. Now, there is real relief out there, just not in the form those headlines are selling. The fact pack notes state-specific relief in New York State mailed inflation refund checks. In fall 2025, most have been sent, and it's not a new federal program. So yes, checks existed, but no, it isn't a national IRS deposit for seniors. And no, it isn't a late December federal surprise. And then there's the legislation piece people keep misreading. The fact pack notes recent tax legislation mentioned in IRS alerts in December 2025, sometimes referred to by headlines as one big beautiful bill provisions. What does it focus on? Child tax credits, health savings accounts, and carbon credits. What does it not focus on? Direct stimulus cash for seniors. So the rumor world says money is coming. The real world says your COLA is 2.8%, your Part B standard premium is $202.90, and your deposit timing may shift because the calendar demands it. That contrast matters because confusion is expensive. It makes people panic. It makes people miss real notices, and it makes the wrong voices sound helpful. Now let's zoom out, because the bigger implication isn't just about December mail. It's about how the system trains you to look at the wrong thing. Most people are taught to look for one headline number. COLA is 2.8%. But your life isn't a headline. It's the net deposit after deductions, and the system knows that. The COLA letter tells you what changed. The Medicare letter tells you what will be deducted. The IRMAA letter tells you if your past income is going to make your future premiums bigger. The payment calendar tells you when it hits. 4 moving parts. And if you don't read the mail, you end up trying to diagnose your finances by refreshing a bank app and listening to whatever story is trending that week. That's how people get fooled by the $2,000 confirmed deposit nonsense. Not because they're careless, because the real system is complicated enough that a simple lie feels comforting. And here's the quiet irony. The most dangerous headlines don't usually invent new fear. They borrow real timing, real agencies, real logos, real dates, and then they sell you a conclusion the facts don't support. So, if you got a letter in late December, don't treat it like background noise. It might be your COLA notice, confirming the 2.8% increase for January 2026. It might be your Medicare Part B premium letter, confirming the $202.90 standard premium and reminding you the deduction happens automatically. It might be an IRMAA determination because your 2024 MAGI crosses $109,000 single or two $18,000 couple. Or it might simply be the calendar setting up early deposits, December 31st for SSI, January 2nd for a specific group, and then January 14th, 21, or 28 for everyone else. And the real question to sit with is not, did I get a raise? It's this: in a system where your increase and your deductions arrive in separate envelopes and separate language from separate agencies, during the noisiest rumor season of the year, how many people will see the 2.8% number and never notice what quietly cancels part of it out?